This ritual I'm about to show you, it's very simple, doesn't need much in terms of materials, but it's very profound. And I always use it when I'm about to undertake healing work or working with a client, doing journeys or any spiritual work, or even focused work like recording this video. I just did it just before recording this video so that I'm fully present in the moment and really can pass on what's most important, not just with my words but with my energy, so that I'm fully here recording this video, because I believe that it's not just a video, it's a living recording. So my energy is going out, so my words don't account for much. It's the energy that's behind these words. So that's, to me, the most important thing. And so I'm gonna show you the ritual, how I do it. But that doesn't mean you have to do it exactly the same way, because what's really important is your intuition. If you feel like, oh, I feel like I should do it this way, then that's the right way. And it might even be that certain days you do it one way and then you change it the next day because the situation is different. So you might feel like, oh, today I'm using quartz, but then another day you feel like, oh, I'm really drawn to citrine or malacola. So if you feel like, oh, I hold my hands differently, it's about the ritual is about being alive. It needs to be a living ritual, not just something you go through because you learned it off by heart. It has to be alive within you. So to me, that's the most important part of any ritual. It doesn't need anything fancy, any fancy equipment or anything. If it comes from the heart, from your living soul, that's really when you connect with spirit and the source, and that's when rituals come alive. Now, what do we need for this ritual? Well, it's very little. So the first thing we need is a container for our energy, for our thoughts. So we want to empty our mind into a container. And what I'm using is, I usually use crystal, and this is a quartz crystal. And quartz is really good to hold energy and kind of transmit energy. So to me, for this ritual, quartz is probably the best. But if you're drawn to a different crystal, that's absolutely fine. As I said, it's your intuition. You shape the ritual, you bring the ritual alive. So this is a beautifully polished quartz. But also what you can do is you can use stones that you find. So this is a pebble from the beach. It's quartz as well, but it's not polished, but it's nice and white. And they also hold very much the same energy as the polished ones. So you can use these. And the beauty with these is you can actually give them back to nature. So once you put all your thoughts and everything into it, you can bring them out into nature, maybe put them into water or into the sea to be cleansed again, and the energy be put to a better use. So nature will recycle it and put it where it belongs. So this is if you want to kind of do a cleansing and not take back you kind of all the things that you've put in, or any of the things, if you want to get rid of like negative thought patterns or kind of things that don't serve you. So maybe a beach pebble or something similar, or even another rock that doesn't cost anything, is really the best way to go. The next thing we need is a container for our crystal, for our quartz, or whatever other crystal or stone we're using. And I found two things work really well. So one of them is a box. I have a very simple box here, and if you make sure that it has a lid on it, because so we can contain the crystal within. So it's good to have it closed so that none of the energy might leak. So you can use a box that you buy, or you can make your own. And I always find making your own things is really powerful. So I haven't got around to make a box, but I'd really love to make a really beautifully decorated box. But I don't really have the skills just yet. So I'm using this one. And as I said, a lid is really important. Or what you can do is you can use a bag, say like this one. This is quite a nice one, the Tree of Life. So again, you can close it off by drawing the strings. Yeah, and again, if you're good at or adequate at sewing, you can sew your own bag. So that's also a beautiful thing to do, and imbue it with your own energy. So those two things. Or you can, or if you find something else that works as a container, again, let your intuition guide you. It might even be just a piece of cloth that you wrap it in. So that's perfectly fine. So anything that kind of covers it is really what I would use, so that it's not kind of in the open, that it's contained. Now it's time to start the ritual. What I usually do is I pick up my crystal and I hold it in my hand. So I use both hands, again, whichever way feels most comfortable for you or most appropriate. So again, use your intuition to guide you. So I hold in my hand and I just allow all my thoughts, anything that's in my mind, from past, present, or future, any issue, anything that keeps me from being fully present, fully open, to flow into the crystal, out of my head, through my shoulders, into my arms, through my palms, into the crystal. Everything is flowing out. If you hold this intention in your mind while you're doing this, you can repeat it silently in your head. You can go through your breath, just imagine all this energy, this thought energy, flowing into the crystal and being held there. You can close your eyes if that makes it easier for you. Allow it to flow into the crystal. Everything in your head is emptying. Your mind is becoming stiller and stiller, calmer and calmer. As you keep the energy flowing, emptying your mind, imagine like your mind is becoming like a pond, a still pond. There's no ripples, no lake, beautiful lake up in the mountains. There's no wind, no ripples. The surface is like glass. Still. When you feel you've done enough and your mind is nice and empty and calm, you can take your crystal and put it in the box. So place it in the box and you put the lid back on. And what I usually do is I'll put it outside. So if I work in a particular room, I make sure I leave it outside the room. So I'm not bringing it in into the room with me, so that when I step over the threshold, all the stuff stays outside. So I go in as the empty vessel, open mind. Or if you're working, say from home or whatever, if you need to focus on something, you can put it outside your front door, or you can put it in a different room. So just if you have it away from you where you don't see it, that's what I would recommend. And that's all there is to this little ritual. As I said, plain and simple, short. And if you want, at the end of the day, or if you're finished whatever you're doing and you want to take things back out, if you're working, say, on projects that are important to you but you just didn't need at the time, you can simply pick up your box again and take out the crystal and set your intention to take back whatever you need and leave anything you don't need anymore. So intention is to allow it, and it's just the energy working in reverse order, flowing into your palms, through your arms, back into your body. And set your intention that the energy goes where it's needed. So it doesn't necessarily need to go into your head. Maybe it needs to go somewhere else. It's more appropriate for it to be in a different part of your body rather than your head or your mind. So just set your intention to take back whatever you need and leave what you don't need. Then, when you've taken everything back, I would recommend to do it straight away. Go and cleanse your crystal. So quartz is really easy to cleanse. So if you use some water, warm water is usually handy because it's easier on your hands. And let it flow through and feel all the energy going into the water and down the drain. So you're cleansing the crystal that way by holding it for a few minutes on the warm flowing water. And you feel it. It's your intuition that tells you when it's properly cleansed. And then it's ready to use again. Whenever you do this ritual, you'll have your crystal ready. Oh, here we are at the end of the video. As usual, please don't forget to subscribe so that you get notified when new videos come out. So I post videos once a week and sometimes more often. And they're going to be about shamanism, crystals, or anything related to spirituality. I also have on my website, I have courses, I have workshops, and downloadable resources, my blog as well. So maybe go and have a look around there. So it's all in the description. So thank you again for watching, and see you next time.